Hello and welcome back to Focus Atlanta again. I am your host, Keisha Lancelin. Thanks so much for continuing to watch. In this segment, we're going to talk a little bit with the couples. I'm here with Casey and Megan. We're going to talk about your finances as a couple. Thank you both for coming on the show.
Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here.
Now, I got to say, with, Marriage 365, behind your name, I bet you guys get a lot of questions about money. Money is one of the bigger, obstacles in relationships.
Yeah, that's right. The number one reason why people argue about money, though, is because they don't have money management skills and they haven't been taught how to talk about that in a healthy way. And I've never seen that in a Hollywood script or a TV show either. So now you put two people together who have two different views about how they should spend or save their money, and that can be grounds for arguments.
Absolutely. And you know what? And it doesn't always have to be a big thing. These are small things that add up to bigger things. Small things that you're doing in the budget, small things that you're doing in your spending that doesn't jive with the household, maybe doesn't jive with, what you want out of the relationship, maybe doesn't jive with your religion sometimes even, those type of things.
Absolutely. Small things, even like I went to the store and I spent an extra $50 and not checking in with your spouse. I mean, we even have a rule, and we would recommend any couple watching to come up with a budget of, if we go over this amount, we need to check in with each other before making a purchase.
Oh, I love that. Now, that's a great one. And the other thing is, I've kind of looked at, your website a bit. The whole joint bank account is a big one for a lot of people. Like, they don't understand why we need to have a joint account. Why can't we have two separate ones? And then you listen to some experts that say, if you're gonna have two separate accounts, you might as well be in two separate relationships. Like, there's a lot of back and forth on that one. What do you guys say?
Well, when you get married, it's all about being a team. You're my teammate. And having a joint account is saying, this is not about your money or my money, it's our money. Just the same way we think about it's our family. It's not my family or her family, it's our family. And there is something called financial infidelity. And that is, people don't want to be accountable for their spending. And they actually intentionally lie to their spouse. I've done that myself.
I've done it too. We learned the hard way, but it breaks trust. And so you want full transparency, and a joint checking and savings account will help with that.
Wow, that's huge. The word transparency is huge in a marriage. You know what I mean? And obviously you want that with every other aspect of the marriage. Why would you leave that out for the finances?
That's
Absolutely.
Right. Well, because transparency and accountability is core components to a thing called trust. And trust is the foundation to every relationship. So if you can't trust your spouse when it comes to some of the small things, that actually erodes a lot of the safety and security and like the surety that like we're a team.
Yeah.
Now, I love the fact that, you guys have quote unquote rules. You know what I mean? Like, if it's over a certain amount, we have to talk about it. If it's, about this particular thing, we have to chat about it. Do you guys still have those rules when you're passing these financial tips on to your kids?
Oh, absolutely. We want our children to be great money managers, right? And I think that's what Casey was saying, is we've seen the number one reason why couples fight is because their parents didn't talk to them about money management. They didn't model it. They didn't teach it. So we need to have these conversations with our children.
And money fights too. This is really important to understand. Money fights aren't necessarily about money. It's $100 bills.
Yeah, or the amount of money you have in your bank account.
It's about what money represents to each and every one of us, whether it's power, fun, security, safety. Those are kind of the actual bidding wars that you have in your marriage. It's about like, hey, I want more money because I want to have more fun.
Absolutely. Guys, I can't let you get out of here then without giving us a website or, some way to kind of stay in touch with you, check in, make sure we're doing it right, get some tips maybe.
Yes, we'll definitely go to our website. It's marriage365.com, and check us out on Instagram. We have an amazing community there.
Oh, awesome. Thank you guys for coming on the show. If you had to leave a couple with one big tip for their finances, what would that be?
Communicate and get curious. Couples who can talk about money can almost overcome anything that comes their way.
Oh, I love it. It was a pleasure to meet you guys. Thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. All right, guys, I can't give you any more tips than they can. marriage is so critically important to, how you live your life and what you do and how you raise your family. Finances are a part of that too. Please take the opportunity to visit the website, visit them on IG, and learn more. Stay tuned for more Focus Atlanta. We'll be right back.